So let's get into the challenges. We all have challenges that we experience. And like we always do every episode, Darwin and I, we like to share a challenge that we may have experienced and that we're either conquering or have conquered. So, bro, what challenge do you have that you want to share with the folks?
It is about the broader topic is learning from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
Right? That's the broader topic.
Mm-hmm.
This challenge is it's for me, but I'm generally talking about specifically like to all men out there. This is for all the men out there. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to learn from this nigga Chris Brown's escapades.
That's why I was laughing. Oh my God.
And you know what?
This
may be a hot take. This may be a hot take, but
mm-hmm.
it's easier said because I'm not Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But I am hereby volunteering that nigga as tribute. As long as I'm a Hunger Games shit. I will volunteer Chris Brown as tribute.
Uh-huh.
This dude has this storied history of violence against women, of aggression and violence even towards men as well. I think he has just a general anger and violence issue.
Yeah.
But this specifically, the thing about hitting women and violating and abusing women, that hits with dudes like it's like a couple guys fighting kind of thing. But that's abuse, right? When you're hitting women, and it's one thing if it was this thing that happened so many years ago. Was that 20 years ago, something like that? Maybe when that thing with Rihanna,
and
it was brutal. You know what I mean? And it's
they legit was fighting each other. That's what was happening,
right? And she looked crazy, but like you were a dude fighting a
dude though. Yeah, exactly. Still a dude fighting short. That's crazy. Yeah.
So I told you on some Jonathan Major shit, man. Yeah, run, Forrest, run on some Jonathan Major shit. But this dude hit back. Now,
that's actually not to cut you off, bro, but that's actually another reason why women need to be careful with the dudes that they begin with, bro. Because you have some guys that don't have that. They don't have that discipline, that restraint.
That discipline to be like,
they just don't have that. So like this, and sometimes you never know. Like there's certain guys you may have been with or whatever that you just never seen that side of them. So you really need to like know the kind of guys you're dealing with for sure. This is a message for all the women. Really know who you're dealing with as far as some of these guys.
Now, Rihanna ended up taking him back, right? Yeah. At some point she ended up taking him back, I think, and then like. They eventually just broke up off of just whatever, just regular shit, right? Or maybe it was that same shit, but she eventually like left him for real. And now she's with ASAP, and they've been thriving. They've been doing good. They've been doing see the baby and everything like that. They freaking billionaires now. You know what I mean? Both of them making like
ASAP going crazy in the fashion world too. So
he's going crazy.
Yeah.
And everything. Matter of fact, she be talking about how he be dressing way better than her. You know what I mean? Like
low key.
That's what she be saying. And like he really like all these rappers do be talking about getting into fashion and kind of stuff like that. But like he's like really deep
he's really into
it.
Like,
into it like that, right? But also Chris Brown had all kinds of incidents with other partners that he's had, right?
Yes.
In terms of abuse as well. And now they have this documentary that is coming out. That boy Jeff say he ain't see this trailer.
Nah, man, I ain't see that trailer, man.
We gonna have to do this. One of these live reactions.
That boy Chris Brown gonna be tight.
and show you what the homie has been up to. Well, not what he's been up to, but what's been catching up to him. The chickens are coming home to roost.
Yep. Thanks. For the young ladies, I mean, what's up, man? You got a girl or what?
Nah, I'm keeping my options open, so y'all be checking for me, you know what I'm saying?
You hear that music?
Yeah.
Why that nigga looking like that?
Yeah, they had him looking crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
Uh-oh.
Thank you so much.
That's the type of stuff will get you in trouble, player.
Chris Brown is the name. Get used to that right there.
Chris Brown's an amazing and talented musician, but let's call a thing a thing. He's a abuser of women. consistently, unapologetically.
Did Chris pull a gun on that girl?
When is your hearing for your restraining order?
There's a long list of various different women.
Being pretty upset. Are you sure you don't really follow victims advocates have come talk to you?
Who've accused Chris Brown of assaulting them.
Senator Chris Brown has been detained in an alleged case of rape.
He has an audience full of assault deniers.
No, I have not spoken about this matter publicly, but that's the only way that he can be stopped.
Yo, look at that.
Yo,
okay, I don't know who the producers are. Maybe we could look it up and post it up later.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. He has never even been apologetic about any of his fucking shit.
Are you sure? I've seen him. I've heard him apologize a few times.
Well, I haven't seen him I haven't seen him take culpability or an apology. I was wrong. I am an abuser. I'm doing better. I'm going to go together. I've never heard anything like that.
I've never seen him I've never heard him call himself like an abuser, but he has.
Okay,
I've seen him apologize with the Rihanna situation. I've seen him apologize.
Like what? Well, like saying like what? I'm sorry when people were. I'm going to get better. I'm like never saying what I did.
Like
I smashed her face up. You didn't say that.
I never heard him say that.
Dog, so hold on, man. You can't be making a soft pillow for that food to land in there.
No, I'm not. That's not an apology. I'm not. I'm saying I've heard him say. Well, I mean, I guess, but I'm saying I've heard him say. I've heard him say that. I've heard him say that he's apologized for all of these things that occurred, and like I'm seeking therapy, I have anger management. So yeah, it's more of like a generic.
Would that be kind a satisfying apology for you?
No, to me it wouldn't. But I'm saying that's what I've heard him say. So like,
therefore I'm categorizing it as a non-apology. Okay. One of these non-apology apologies. Okay. One of these corporate freaking PR people wrote that shit up, whatever the fuck he said. I've never seen him have contrition. How about contrition? You ever see him express contrition? I don't think I ever witnessed that.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really follow him like that anyways, but just from what I've seen, it's really just been like more of the generic.
Neither do I. It's fucking all trash, low vibration people shit anyways.
Yeah, I don't
but this dude documentary, so many but what I have heard about and what I have read is different attempts for Chris Brown being frustrated that he can't get a second chance of like redemption.
Okay.
But like, dude, you keep reoffending or you keep being reaccused, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, all of them ain't lying on you, my guy. You have a history and we've seen the evidence of it as well, right? Mm-hmm. Even if one of them was lying, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. And now this documentary comes out when things was quiet for your boy, right? The Diddy thing happened, and it's like, okay, that's taking all the headline stuff like that, and we're gonna deal with that, and the media is gonna deal with that, and also now this Chris Brown joint happened that comes out, this documentary, right? Of course, it's a documentary, so they must have been working on it for a while, right? At least a year, right? I have no sympathies. I have no sympathies for you, my guy. Your ass is gonna wear that scarlet letter, and if anything, you're gonna be a martyr. Let's say it. Best case, you're a martyr. Let it be known for all the dudes out there that hit women, you can get the Chris Brown treatment and have to wear that scarlet letter A. That scarlet letter, remember it was a A.
Yeah.
A. In this case, abuser.
Bro,
so learn from that fool's lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
It's happening to him, regardless of how you feel about it. If it's fair or not, it is happening to him now.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it hasn't, but it.
You run the risk of it happening to you.
It hasn't really slowed him down, though, man. Like his
right. So he's never been officially canceled, but and not to say that I'm advocating for the public canceling of Chris. Man, Chris Brown had these concerts on, and these chicks was in the back taking all kinds of wild. Your girlfriend was back there taking all kinds of pictures with her thigh up on Chris Brown. He grabbing that ass. Because she had the concert. They paying extra money to go backstage and take pictures with Chris Brown.
Yeah. And that
boy there's some culpability happening there. There's no real true canceling.
That's true.
But if you're going to get mad now that, oh, they're making another joint, they're bringing this back up. Because, dude, you didn't have the freaking apology, which you never done. And if anything, any apology worth its,
I don't think it would
weight in salt would this is what I was going to say. Any apology worth its weight in salt would be accompanied by changed behavior. And you see your behavior hasn't changed because you still have people that is accusing you of this 4 or 5 years ago, 2-3 years ago. That's like from 20 years to 3 years, bro. You have a body of work, my guy.
Yeah.
You have a freaking body of work. So fuck them. I say fuck them. You know what I mean? Let them wear that scarlet letter, let them wear it. And you know what time it is. Even if your principles ain't enough to stop you from doing some dirt, just by this example, you'd be like, okay, what happened to Chris Brown? And I don't want to be caught up in that type of shit and like have to be dragged for the next 20 years. I'm going to be dragged for the next 20 years. You know what? Let me check myself and go take that ride with my homeboy, with my homeboy Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Let me ride out with my homeboy Jonathan Majors. Make better decisions and learn from these niggas' mistakes. That's the challenge.
And he still couldn't escape it.
This boy Jonathan Majors still trying to work out of that hole.
And that boy got up out of there. That's crazy.
That'd be a lesson to you, bro. I'm sorry. I got too much to lose. I can't be caught up striking no woman because
that's a whole fact.
Fucking anguish I got.
That's a whole fact.
I love myself too much. I love what I got, what I built too much. Dog, don't be a fucking low vibration ass nigga like Chris Brown. That's the challenge.
Yeah, bro. And it's and
what would Chris Brown do? He gave with that bracelet. WWCBD.
Yeah, no.
Oh, he would do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Doing the opposite. I'm good.
Yeah, do the opposite of that.
Doing the opposite.
But speaking of doing what you love to do though, yeah, that's my challenge for folks, man. I'm gonna get right into my challenge, bro. Like, do what you love to do. I mean, obviously it has to be sensible. Like if you're working, you have a job and all that stuff like that. Do what you need to do, of course. You got a family and all that.
You gotta make time for it.
But you gotta, you really, I think part of, and the reason why this is a challenge for me is because I think as I've gotten older, I started to lean more into like things that really gives me like fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? Like things that I really care about. I start to like lean into those things more. Like tech is something that I enjoy, right? And it provides me the lifestyle that I'm comfortable with. I can pay my bills on time because of my profession, right? So
that
like,
part.
You feel me? Like
somebody asked me the other day, do I have all my bills on auto pay? I was like, yeah, don't you? Apparently that's a privilege.
Yeah, apparently so. Because that's crazy you said that, bro. Because actually a friend of mine asked me the same question like maybe a couple weeks ago. She was like, yeah, everything on auto pay. I was like, yeah, everything's on auto pay. She was like, even your mortgage, like, yeah, it's on auto pay.
Like, that's a lot to keep up with though. Like practically, it's a lot of different stuff to keep up with.
It is. I'm like, auto pay actually makes my life easier.
Subscription services, freaking car note and whatnot.
It's so much, bro. It's a lot to keep up with, bro. I was like, it actually makes my life easier. I gotta pretty much put it on auto pay. And she was telling me the only thing that she says that the only thing she doesn't have on auto pay is her mortgage. It's her mortgage payment. That's the only thing she does have on auto pay.
I still want to be bothered with that shit every month.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's still annoying, but yeah, bro. So like it's, so when I think about like things that provide me fulfillment, like I was thinking about this earlier, that like music is thing that I love doing, right? I love music. And I'm into tech. Like I'm definitely into tech. I've always been into tech, but what I'm really passionate about is like music, right? Singing, doing those things and being a part of like a music ministry at my church. And obviously my faith. I love my church and the folks that are there. I definitely make the experience dope. But the goal is to, I would love to just transition out of what I do professionally into doing what I love to do and being compensated.
You like to do music professionally?
Like if I I actually do. Like if there was one thing that, and people often they'll ask these questions like, hey, if there's one thing that you would do for free, like all things paid for, nothing you have to worry about. If it was that one thing you want to do for free, what would that be? And my answer has always been music for as long as I can remember. It's like music. I love music. Like that's just my thing. But I think the thing is, there are things that well, this is kind of like the difficulty I think in that as well. I think that there are things where like there are things that people love to do, but they're just not talented in. They love to do it. They love to like some people love to play golf, right? But they're not really talented in it though. They just enjoy the game.
Is your best example because it's really hard to enjoy golf,
right?
If you're not good at it.
Bro, some people enjoy just having.
It
can be frustrating.
Golf is one of the most frustrating sports. Like if you're not good at it,
yeah. But I know people that love it though.
Golf cleats and my game went up, and I'm like, I've been missing the equipment, and like
oh yeah, you
so
need
much
equipment.
better for me. It's like just the barrier of entry alone, but like then you're not good. Then you're not good at it. It can be very frustrating. So I don't know if that's the best example, but I think I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Generally. I know a few people who do things that they normally just do things because they enjoy it.
Video games, for example, like I'm not that good at video games, but I enjoy playing them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so so some people are like that. Like I know people who play tennis. They're like, I enjoy tennis. I enjoy running around and hitting the ball. I'm not great at it, but I love playing tennis.
Yeah,
like,
trust me, I've run into those.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are people who love to actually do certain things. They don't have the real talent to like obviously take it far, but they love to do it. So like, I think that's, and I was mentioning that to say that I think that's also a bit of a challenge in itself, where like, the thing that you love to do may not be something that you're like actually talented in. You just love doing it because it's just, you feel good doing it. It's freeing or whatever. Right. So, so for me, I think that lane for me would be music. And my challenge is for people to like, if it's something that you love to do, try to get good at it, or at the very least, like what you are talented in, try to love that. Like if you're talented in something, but you don't really love it, try to shift that focus to that, right? To like, I love to.
That sounds like it could be a fertile ground for innovation, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like if it's something you like to do this thing, you're talented at this thing, and it doesn't actually produce income, or it doesn't actually have a market. There's your innovation right there. Or like you said, if you do enjoy this one thing, but you're not good at it, maybe figuring out ways that you can still thrive in that space.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you could potentially even make that somehow, you could flip that into like I'm thinking about even tennis, like being a tennis matchmaker. You could monetize that if you did it right. You know what I mean? Finding people to play, that need people to play tennis with them, and finding like to make sure that they're at the same like talent level kind of thing, and just like make sure you got the courts reserved for them, and then maybe setting it up with like tennis lesson coaches and all that kind of stuff. You could like market
That's
that.
a good idea.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just thinking of it at the spot, but like to your point though,
and also the reason why I'm even like just even adamant about this is because like I know, like I've run across so many people who like will have a talent in something but hate doing that thing, right? Like it's so weird. Like, for example, like I'll give myself an example. My ninth grade teacher, I'll never forget this. My ninth grade teacher, was trying to convince me as best as he could. I mean, he was going hard, trying to get as best as he could to like, Jeff, you need to become a writer. You need to become a writer. Because I was always very good at the papers and essays that he would assign us. And I was actually told the same thing when I was in college as well. I did very good in my writing courses. I was like in honors and all that stuff, AP honors and all that stuff too. So I was also in AP government and all that. But it was interesting because like it was the same thing that people would tell me, like the instructors that I've had. They're like, Jeff, you write very well. Like you can. When I wrote my thesis on terrorism, like the people who assessed my thesis, they were like, this actually was an excellent thesis. But the thing is, I hate writing. I actually hate writing. You feel me? Like someone told me, like, if I can see you writing a book one day, I'm like, nah, man. Like
you seeing the wrong person then.
Yeah. But I actually like, I hate writing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't enjoy the process. I just
so in your scenario, then you would be flipping the fact that you're talented at writing to liking to write.
Yes,
because you're already talented at it. To liking to write, to learning to love to write. I mean, that's gonna take practice. That's gonna take
and that's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting at. Because doing what you love to do. Because the point, and you kind of jumped ahead, and this is the conclusion I was actually kind of trying to get to. Doing what you love to do may not always be like something that you initially enjoy doing, right? Because I know a lot of people who are talented.
You can make it fit for yourself. Because let's say you're a great writer, right? And you just hate all the ways that you've had to be prescribed to write before. But then it turns out, I don't know, you try to write a fiction novel, and suddenly like you like love writing.
So
now you get to do fiction. That's just a random example.
No, I mean,
before you was always writing policy papers, you was writing freaking research papers and stuff. So now you get to write a romance novel or something like that, or a history novel, and you like suddenly like, man, you can't put the pen down.
Yeah, Yeah,
So
yeah, that's actually a good point. So it could be like your methodology or your style, right? And you find the style that you enjoy the most, and you like, let me get nice with this particular style, right? So that's really my challenge, is like doing what you love to do is ultimately a combination of what you're talented in and loving what you're talented in. That's kind of like the balance you want to try to find and want to have and try to find that.